Hello guys and welcome to another beginner's guide video, and this one is going to be with Ganesha, and it's going to be Hindu, and it's basically helping new players that get into the game. And usually I do it with 48 dust, but really if you wanted something that was really a little bit more powerful, I strongly suggest you to this one is going to be with 64 dust instead, and we're gonna have 8 common instead of the usual 6. So without further ado, I'm gonna explain a little bit how how it goes. So the leader ability of Ganesha is you summon a pillar, and then the pillar heals a random friendly at the start of your turn for 1 health, right? So you place the structures anywhere on the board, and then it has 1 health, 0 attack, it cannot move, and whenever it's at your turn, the start of your turn, it heals something. It can be your summoning stone or any of your units. So that's what you do for 2 mana. Which is kind of really slow, right? Compared to like Odin that can straight put a 1/1 and attack you. But you can take advantage with that, mainly by body blocking some of your range units into pillars, so they have to attack the pillar in order to attack the range units on the next turn. But then you can just kill them with your range unit. So yeah, okay. So first thing first, we're gonna go with the only single card in the deck, and that's going to be Tribute of Stone. So basically, I have to explain you what is a reincarnate, right? Because there's going to be, that's the main thing in the pantheon. So reincarnate means that when the unit or the spell should go into your graveyard, instead it goes to your hand and it loses that reincarnate, right? But it gains what is after the reincarnate word. So basically, this card is 1 mana to give a friendly unit protect 1. What is protect is then whenever you get attacked from a basic attack of an enemy unit, or you attack and they retaliate against you, right? They will do 1 less damage because you have protect 1, right? So that's what the spell does. But then instead of going to your graveyard, it comes back to your hand, and now it's 1 mana to give protect 2 to one of your units. And keep in mind that protect doesn't stack, so if you play it both on the same target would have protect 2 and not protect 3, right? And what protect 2 does is that it will reduce the damage that you get from being attacked by a basic attack on retaliated by 2, basically. So it's like 2 more health, but not against spells or abilities, basically. Um, and that's why I put it 1, because it's a flexible card. You can put it on any of your units, any of your structures if you really wanted to stick to the board. And you'll see after, sometimes you want to put it in some of your structures, because the next one is going to be Pillar of Exile. So you can deploy this anywhere on the board, because usually when you deploy stuff it's around your summoning stone, but you can deploy this anywhere on the board, and whenever it enters the battlefield, you banish a unit, which means it cannot move, it doesn't body block anymore, but you cannot go into the space where the unit is banished, but you can pass through, and it cannot attack, cannot retaliate, anything. It's just like out of the game until the pillar is destroyed, right? So you want to put this in the corner on your side, whatever your summoning stone is, protect it with your range unit and stuff. So you're really playing defensively if you're playing the Hindu Pantheon. So yeah, and then we're also going to have a first set of common. It's going to be 2 Pillars of Fortitude. The Pillars of Fortitude means that all the friendlies, which also means your leader ability, or anything that you play for that are units, spawn or deploy gain +0/+2. So, now your leader ability, instead of being a 0/1, it's going to be a 0/3, and but this you have to deploy around your summoning stone, right? It doesn't say it can be deployed anywhere. Keep in mind, you mostly want to put it in the corner of your summoning stone and body block for it. Now we're gonna have Rama, and Rama is going to really slow like the aggro Mayans or aggro Odins that you face, because your opponents cannot use their leader ability when Rama is on your play. So you want to put it in the back of your summoning zone. You want to protect him, and he is range. So yeah, and if you spawn it after a pillar, he's a 2/3, so that's really cool. After a pillar of fortitude, I mean. So yeah, then you have Bakasura. Bakasura is another one with reincarnate, and basically it's 3 mana for a 3/3, but if it dies, it comes back to your hand, and it's 3 mana for a 3/3 that will ignore immunity and protect. So if there's a lot of like Chao Fangs out there, well, you're going to be able to kill the Chao Fang really easily with 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 his reincarnated state. We're gonna have 2 of him also, really useful. Because it's like 2 creatures and 1 card, so you have more stuff to play basically. Now we're gonna go with, since there's a lot of stuff that your opponent can do as inside of the board, and you're gonna have a lot of stuff on your side of the board, you're gonna be playing 2 Chaos Spawns. So basically, Warcry is whenever it enters the battlefield from your hand. That's the same thing with the Pile of Exile that I explained before. You're going to choose an enemy and you're going to be silencing him. What silence means is you're going to remove everything that is on the text box. You're going to do a big cross here, and everything that is the text box will not work, right? It's only on an enemy. Keep that in mind also. So if they have something annoying from the other side of the board, you can drop a Chaos Spawn and it's going to be silenced. Then we're going to have Chaos Blast, which is going to be 3 damage for 3 mana, and it comes back to your hand, and after that it's 3 mana for 1 damage, so you can have some good removal in there also. Then we're gonna have, since we're playing like a little bit more of a control type, right, where you're gonna have removal, place a bunch of stuff, we're going for the late game, you're gonna play the LRP, which is a 3 mana 3/2 Warcry that whenever you play it from your hand, it draws you a card basically. Then we're going to have a sniper, guys. It's going to be the Stone Guardian. Stone Guardian, basically, it's a 4 mana 3/3 range, right? And at the start of your turn, it gains +1 range. So basically, you can put it on the back of your stone and it snipes everything. Every turn has more range. And keep in mind that if you're at more than 3 space from an opponent, and even if he's range, you will not retaliate because you're out of his range, right? It's a really good Stone Guardian there. It's going to be, unfortunately, only 4-drop. But then we're going to have Venator, which is going to be a 5 mana 5/3. And whenever it's entered the battlefield, he has a Warcry. Give another friendly unit +2/+1. So you can boost, really anything. Just keep in mind that the pillars that doesn't get the attack. So probably like the Elder RP or the Stone Guardian that you just played the turn before, right? Then we're gonna have no, that one, that's an epic. It's because both are both are behemoths. Yeah, the Armored Behemoth, right? It's gonna be another common, this one, and it's going to be 5 mana for 2/8. And whenever this unit takes damage, you gain +3/+0. And why is this one is good? It's because with your pillars, if your pillar stays on board, right, if they ignore it, then this guy will be healed, and then it will take damage, will be boosted in attack, and then be healed again, which is really powerful with him. And it's a 5 drops, with you're going to need, since this is more of your late game stuff. Then going back into the Hindu, we're going to have Agni. Basically, there's a lot of text, but I'm gonna simplify this. This is a 6 mana for a 4/4 range. And whenever he enters the battlefield from your hand, he has a Warcry. It randomly deals 2 damage to enemy twice. So he enters, 2 damage random on something, could be enemy stone or any unit, and then 2 damage a second time, right? And then when he dies, he comes back to your hand. It costs 7 mana instead of 6, but his Warcry now hits 3 times. So you're going to replay him, and then he's going to do 2 damage, another random 2 damage, and a third random 2 damage. So it's basically 10 damage if you play it twice, and the second time still a 4/4. So really also powerful. You need to snipe something, right? Or you need to deal some damage to summoning stone to finish the game. Agni is going to be your guy. Remember that his range also. There's a lot of range in this deck, which the other Pantheon don't have that much in my beginners series that I did for all the other Pantheons. Be sure to check them out if you didn't already and just getting into the game. So final cards are going to be Brutes. Brutes already have Protect 2 in them, but the thing is, because they have Protect 2, they take less damage. If they take less damage, well, they will die less faster, and it also gives the time to your ability, your pillars, to heal the brutes. So basically, if you have something that 4 attack, and then the attack's only going to deal 2 damage to this, and then if you have 2 or 3 pillars, going to fully heal the brute if you have nothing else that is damage. So yep, that's also could be really powerful. 7 mana 7/6. This is your late game. This is going to be your last card. So this is going to be the Hindu Pantheon. So I'm just going to finish this video really fast here to give you a quick overview about the Hindu cards and beginner decks for it that cost pretty cheap for a new player if you really enjoy that defensive slash control style of gameplay. And I'm going to be releasing as soon as possible the video gameplay of this deck, basically to give you a little bit of idea of how the deck itself work, and how should you play it, because it's a little bit more complicated than the other pantheons when you first get into the game. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you learned a lot. Be sure to subscribe, comment, and like. It really helps me out. And I'll see you in the next video.